So today was a pretty nice day, pretty nice out. So I thought I would get a little bit of flying in, and I flew these two guys right here. So for anybody that doesn't know, this right here is a Tomo Quad's Carrera, and this right here is a Kebab FPV toothpick. So you can see they're quite a bit different. I actually am super curious about the weights because I have not weighed either of these yet, and I was really wondering if this Carrera was that much heavier than the toothpick, how I have them built. So that's 43. $44. Oh, what the hell? I thought for sure the Carrera was heavier. So the toothpick is actually 1 gram heavier than the Carrera. I was thinking that the Carrera was heavier because of this TPU pod, but it's actually not. So let's see what the major difference is. They both have 1103s. Oh, okay. The toothpick has a Teeny F4 stack. The Carrera has a Crazy Bee board. The cameras don't really matter. The toothpick has like a, I'm not sure exactly what camera it is. It's some micro cam. There's so many of them out there. I don't know which one it is, but it fits in the little newbie drone camera mount. I love these things. They're so awesome because it's tough to mount that type of camera, you know, by itself. If it was an all-in-one, it wouldn't be as tough, but it's a little tough to do with just the camera by itself. So that mount makes it really nice. And then I have the HGLRC little nano. It's like the Unified Nano knockoff. So it's 25 and 50 milliwatts. I got it set to 50 milliwatts. And it fits perfectly on the back of this camera. I use that double-sided Gorilla foam that I love. This is the 38-pound stuff. And it works great. That thing will never come off, even no matter how hot it gets. It actually gets stickier if it gets hotter, so it's awesome to use on VTXs. But one of the huge differences between these two is I got an XM Plus on this one. And this one just has the built-in Crazy Bee receiver. So obviously I'm going to get way more range with this. So you'll see in the video of this one, and I'll show it right now. It's just a real quick first flight, first time ever flying it. I didn't barely even go out of my yard because I was too scared of it dropping somewhere and me having to go search for it for hours like I did on my Xeno. And I just wanted to make sure that it flew good and whatnot before I push it, you know. But like I was saying, the built-in receiver on these, they're shitty. They suck for range. So I guess that's probably why everybody's grabbing up all the ones with no receiver built in and putting in your own, because XM Plus you're gonna get 20 times the range. So yeah, let's check this one out real quick.
It's either there when
So I don't know if you'd be able to notice or not, but it felt really heavy to me in the air. And these aren't the motors I'm ending up with. I actually ordered the Happy Model 1102 9000 kV, the second version that has the longer wires. So they're gonna reach on here perfect. I'm using the Beta 75X motors, and they barely reach. You have to actually bend out the. You can see they bend out a little bit, the plugs, to make it reach. It's bent quite a bit on this one, but those Happy Model 1102s, the second version with the longer wires, they're really long wires, so you don't have to worry about that. So that would probably be the best option for the Carrera, is those Happy Model 1102s. Or if you are a good solderer, you can use any 1102 or 1103 that you like, and just direct solder, or rig up your own plugs to whatever motors you want and plug them in. But be careful if you are going to pop these plugs off and direct solder, because if you just wiggle them back and forth, you can pop them off pretty easy, but you could end up pulling a pad off with it too. So you need to figure out a different way, or just do it really, really gently. Sometimes what I'll do is just pop the plastic piece off, and then you're left with just 3 pins, and then you can just cut them down and then tin them, and then solder them. But anyway, this thing felt really heavy in the air, and I'm not sure what it was. I think it might have been these props, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Like I said, it was my first time flying it, so I still need to do a lot of testing. But I'm going to tell you right now that this toothpick flew 100 times better than the Carrera. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about the Carrera. The Carrera is an awesome little quad, and I have way more testing to do before I can say anything more about it. After I get the Happy Model 1102s on here, I'm going to try other props as well. But so far, these Rotorex 1835s are just awesome. They're so awesome, I swear. Like, you have so much control. The control is just amazing, and the power is there. It's dead silent, so nobody cares that you're flying it. It's just awesome. And when I flew this one, I tried to do a few punch outs, and I did kind of long punch outs. Nothing burned up, no frying of anything. Like I said, this is the Teeny F4 stack, so it's only a 5 amp, same as the Crazy Bee. But I think this actually has a 7 amp burst, and the Crazy Bee is like 6 amp or something. But that doesn't even matter, because these AMAX 1103 8000 kV motors aren't pulling that as many amps as something else, like even these Beta 1103s or those new Hyperlights before they lower the kV on them. Those are really high kV. But yeah, these are perfect. They're just perfect. And I also noticed for the Primo on Gnarly FPV's website, they now sell the Happy Model 1102s. So they're basically saying, like, these are the motors that you want for this frame, because you're not going to fry anything, and they got a lot of power. And I'm not sure about the durability yet. I'll let you guys know. I have a set of those HM 1102s here, but they're the first version, and they're really short wires, so I'm not going to mess around with it. I just ordered the ones with the long wires, and I'm just going to wait till they come in and swap it out. But this guy right here, this toothpick, this thing is awesome, exactly how it is. I'm not going to change anything on it. When I flew this one, I went a little bit further out, like I normally do on my bigger quads and whatnot, because I knew that with the XM Plus, I wouldn't have to worry about, because I've had this happen before, and I don't know if any of you have had this happen before, but if you have flown a quad like this that doesn't have good range, and you go out of range, the quad will just not respond anymore. You'll be sitting there moving the sticks on your radio and nothing's happening. The quad is just still going the same way that it was going before you lost your signal, and you have no idea where it's going to go, who it's going to crash into, or what it's going to crash into. And it's scary and not fun. So that's why I didn't fly this thing out very far, because once that happens, it's out of your hands. I mean, whatever happens is going to happen. So so I think the other thing that I'll probably do is swap this out to a stack with the no receiver, and then I'll swap it out with the Crazy Bee with no receiver, and then put an XM Plus on this as well, because I want to do a lot more testing between these two, because you saw they're only 1 gram difference this one is actually going to end up even lighter with those HM1102s, because those things are like 2.8 grams each. Actually, I think these are really light too. I think these were around 3 grams or something, so it's not going to lose very much weight. But I like this frame. One thing that I wasn't a huge fan of either is the angle of the camera, because it's tilted up so high. I mean, look at that angle. I don't even fly that angle on any quad. That's like, let me see. That's like 40 to 50 degrees. So I was having to fly fast just to go forward. I mean, that you have to because of the angle, you know. So I know he has other canopies for this, and he's probably going to design some more, you know, and whatnot. I think his EOS 2.1, you're able to move the angle, so that's good. But yeah, I really love this toothpick, man. This thing is awesome. I love it. These props are awesome. I'm going to try other props. I am going to throw these on here because I got those. I got them right here. The gym fans. 65 millimeter with the 1.5 shaft hole. So I'll throw those on the toothpick and try that as well. And I'll let you guys know what happens. All right.